Hi guys, welcome to today's video and welcome to my channel if you're new here as well. So my name is Debbie and this video I'm super excited for because it's a collab with one of my friends here on the platform, and that is Prue or Pruelaroo, who's an Australian YouTuber and likes colourful makeup like I do. So Prue suggested that we might do a face-off collab, which I was happy to do that. Because it is one of my favourite types of videos both to watch and participate in. So if you're not aware of what a face-off is, it was a concept conceived by Danielle Schmidt. I will of course link her channel down below. Danielle has been off of YouTube for quite some time due to personal reasons, but she's recently come back. I love her channel as well, so I urge you to check out both Prue's channel and to check out Danielle's if you've not done so. But on to what I'm going to be doing today. So when me and Prue were having a chat about what palette we might use and what we've got in common, she remembered that I'm a little bit obsessed with Urban Decay and that I've got, I think, 29 of their palettes now. So I've been a big collector over the years, but I don't know anyone else that's actually got the palette that we're going to use today. So when Prue said that she wanted to use this palette, I was so excited. So this is the Full Spectrum palette, and it's maybe 3 or 4 years old now. I'm not entirely sure how long ago I got it. Prue said it was one of the first colourful palettes that she got before she really got into makeup. It's going to be a pain to hold up, mind you, because the mirror doesn't fold all the way back. So I'm going to hold it upside down so I don't blind you. But this is the palette, and it's an array of every colour in the rainbow really. So what we've done, what the Face Off collab is that we've picked 6 shades, which I asked Prue to select because it was her idea to do the collab, and she's picked some really nice shades. So I'm going to swatch out the shades that we've got. That we have got number 13. We've numbered the shades across from the top of the palette here. So we've got number 13, which is the shade Sketch. Sketch is a purple. So that's that one. It's coming off quite light. In fact, these aren't the easiest to work with. It's a beautiful looking palette, but I've got better in my collection now. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on actually. But the next one we've got is Calavera, which is a yellow. And that one's quite pigmented. That's quite nice actually. So that's Calavera. Then we've got number 8, which is Gossip. Gossip is quite flaky in my palette, but it is a pretty colour. It's a pink. Then we've got Platonic, which is a sort of deep grey black. That's Platonic. And we've got Bump, which is super smooth, and it's a white. I'm not sure if it's showing up on my pale skin tone, but it is a white shade. And we've got Seas, which I think is my favourite that we've chosen, which is a corally orangey shade. So that's our colour story to work with, and they look not particularly pigmented, so I'm a little bit scared about how they're going to work out, but I do love the colour story. It's one I can work with. It's cohesive, and I think it'll make quite a nice look. Now, talking to Prue, she said it was giving her sunset vibes, and I can actually see what she's saying there, absolutely. I'm going to try and avoid doing that because I think that's what she's going to do. So I've got my own ideas of what I might do with this colour scheme, and I'm so glad that we've got a black and we've got a white, because that helps us to create a lot more drama in a look. So I'm going to go with something a bit more gothy, I think, although I'm not wearing anything gothy today, but I'm going to go for quite smoked out and probably do my inner corner thing that I do, and maybe a smoked wing as well. So that's kind of my thoughts for the colour scheme. So let's get started. I'll scoot you in and let's get these shadows on my eyes. Now, as you can see, I've already done my base, highlight, bronzer, contour, blush, brows. Everything's done already, and I've primed my eyes with the MAC Painterly paint pot. because I just thought it's the same colour as my skin really, so that'll give me a blank canvas to work with. I'm going to start with the orange shade, so that shade C's. And the good thing about Urban Decay shadows is whether they're metallic or whether they're a matte, they kind of behave pretty much the same. You can blend them out and use them as crease shades. So this one's kind of got some sparkle in it, but I think it'll be absolutely fine. So I'm just gonna put that in my crease. You see, that's so much more pigmented and pretty than it was coming out on the swatch, which is why I don't really think swatches give you much help. Because if you swatched that in store, not that it is available anymore because it's an old palette, but you would think that this is not a good shade, and it really is coming out beautiful. So I've only used this palette a handful of times, and I've used it for the silver that's in here. It's quite a good silver in here. And I think I've used the blues and greens, but that is about it. I'm going to go quite high with that because I just want that to be the kind of overall tone to be quite corally and peachy. Do the same to the other eye. What I love about doing these kind of collabs is not knowing what the other person or people, if you've got more than one, are going to be doing. So I know that Prue's filming hers today as well. So today is Saturday, and when you see this it will be Sunday if you watch it when it first goes up. So we've both left it kind of to the last minute, but it's nice to know that she's doing the look today as well. I love that colour. That is such a pretty corally colour. It's totally my vibe, that. Love it. Alright, so that's my first shade down. I think what I'm going to do now is start building the kind of shape that I want using the blacks. So just going to get a brush that might work for that. Going to use the Morphe E36, so it's a fluffy sort of pencil brush. It's a good one for marking out where you want to do things, I think. Now I'm dipping in the shade Platonic, which is that shade here, which is the grey black. Again, it's got a bit of micro sparkle in it, but I don't think it's going to matter. It's not the most pigmented black in the world, but that might be good for what I'm planning to do. So I'm going to take that under my lower lash line, and I'm going to wing that out in the same shape. So I'm just following my lower lash line. I'm going to go quite far out with that because I'm going to make this quite dramatic. So that's what we've got so far there. So if I did my lower lash line, it'll look a bit crazy, but it'll give me the shape and the basis I want to work with, so I don't get too carried away like blending shadows out, because I don't want this to be too grungy a look. I want to keep it contained. I'm filming this today on like the hottest day of the year in the UK. I think it's going to be like 32 or something outside, and I'm melting under these lights. I think it's winter or getting towards winter in Australia, so I don't think Prue will be having the same issues. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Now I want to bring that down into my kind of inner tiered up there, but in that kind of shape that I do. And I'm going to use the purple shade for that, so the shade Sketch. It is the hardest to hold up, but that's the shade I'm talking about, which is that shade on my arm, but I think it's going to come out a lot more pigmented. I've swapped to a bit more of a precise pencil brush for this. I'm just taking the black that's there, blending it into that, and then I'm dragging downwards to give that false eye shape. You can always get one eye to apply, and the other one doesn't want to be as precise. Well, that's what we've got so far. And then I think what I want to do is use this purple again, but connect it to where I've dragged out that black on the upper lash line. I'm getting there, but this is not the best purple I've ever used, I have to say. Which always seems odd to me with Urban Decay, because purple is their colour, isn't it? But so the same thing on the other eye if I can get it to work for me. So I'm only taking that purple to about the middle of my eyelid there and connecting with that black. I think for most of my looks they look a bit weird till I've finished, so bear with me. Just going to see if wetting my brush will make a difference. This could go horribly wrong because it's a matte shade, but oh, there we go. I do this kind of thing. I use tape, but I decided to see if I could challenge myself to do it freehand. Okay, so there we are so far. It's almost even, I think. Right, so we've used the purple, which is Sketch. We've used the black, which is Platonic. And we've used Corally shade, which is Seas. So we've got a pink, yellow and a white left to use. So, okay, I'm gonna have to cut my crease, I think, to make that yellow show up sufficiently. So I'm just gonna do that. Right, the crease is cut. I'm just tapping out the edges there, just where it meets the shadows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pink shade, so that shade Gossip, which was that one. I'm going to put that in that space here, so between sort of the pink and where the cut crease starts. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to give that one some help with spraying it because it is kind of a shimmer. That's beautiful actually, that's a really nice colour. And I'm angling that so that I don't cover up all of that purple wing that I've put down. But I don't want to go all the way up to the top because I want to keep that coral still showing. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye. And that shade's behaving itself. It was very, very crumbly when I was swatching it, but sprayed, it's going on really pigmented and really nice. I might have to go back over the purple just a little bit, but we'll see at the end. Okay, so that's where we are right now. I'm trying to get them even so that both eyes look the same. It's always tricky on me. Right, so that's where we've got to. And then I'm going to blend that into the yellow shade. So I've got a smaller detail brush to do that. And that's the shade there, the yellow Calavera. Which I've got quite high hopes for because that came out looking quite nice on the swatch. Yeah, it's a really rubbish yellow, honestly. Don't like that shade at all, but we will make it work one way or another. And where it's meeting that pink, we've got a harsh line at the moment, so try and tap that out. Comes to something when you have to spray a matte to stop it crumbling. Prue, I wonder how you're getting on with these shadows and whether you think the same as me. There's so many better on the market now. The concept of this palette is amazing, like the colour scheme and everything is gorgeous. But the execution and the quality is just not really there. I don't think this palette did very well for them. It was a limited edition. But because I buy most Urban Decay releases, I just wanted it. Okay, so that's what we've got so far, not too bad. So then I'm going to fill in the inner portion with the white, which I think is the last colour that I need to use. Yeah, I've used all the colours. So the white is quite decent. It's really finely milled. Probably will be quite powdery, but it is pretty white, so shouldn't have too much trouble with that. I'm going to take that into that false space that I've created as well. Might have been better if I'd have packed a bit of concealer there just as a base. I think we'll be okay. If you're wondering about the brush I'm using, it's the A16 from Spectrum. Got it in a set of all eye brushes that they do, and it's pretty good for this sort of detailed work. I feel like this has ended up looking a bit like a Pride look. I think this is one of the most ambitious ones I've ever attempted for a collab actually, or even on camera, because it's taken quite a lot of time. Hopefully it's not too boring to watch. What I want to do is bring back a bit of that coral. So that coral colour we started with, C's, I'm just gonna get that to meet up with the purple. I think it does look better if it does. Got a bit of a gap there. Not bothered about blending it together because I want the line to be there of that purple, but just to get it to connect there on that outer corner. Yeah, that definitely looks a bit better. And then for a bit of a brow bone highlight, I'm going to go into the white, a bump shade, and then just where that cut crease is there, I just want to bring back that coral from that C's shade again. Cheating a little bit with the cut crease in a way. Okay, so here's what we've got right now. So I'm just going to hop off camera to do my mascara and a lipstick, and I'll be back with you for the finished look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. So I've gone quite dramatic. I really love it. It's like one of my favourites I've done in ages. It's got a lot of drag look about it, I think, and a bit of a goth edge, and that's kind of my roots. I used to be into this kind of makeup, so I find it quite relaxing to do, and it kind of like takes me back to my youth as well, because this is how I would go out like back in the 80s when I used to go to rock clubs and things. So really enjoyed doing it, and I think it's not the obvious choice with the sort of corals and purples and pinks that I was given. So glad to have a black in there and a white, because that made life a lot easier for the vision that I had. And to finish off the look off camera, in my waterline there, I've used this pencil, Happy Mood, from Hallberg, one of the mood crayons. They're awesome, and I just think that echoes the yellow that I've got in the centre there. And then I've made a bit of an ombre lip as well. I've got two shades by Kat Von D, the Stunning Kiss lipstick. So I've got Muneca, which is the peachy one, but it doesn't look peachy when it's on mixed with this one. I've got Sanctuary on the outside of it. So I just thought it would make the right sort of tone that I was looking for, and I wanted a bit of an ombre kind of lip to the look. So that's the finished look all created. So can't wait to see what Prue has done with the same shades, and I hope you guys will check out what she's done as well and subscribe to Prue. She's an absolute sweetheart, as I say, and I'm sure she'd love to have you. And if you've come over from Prue's channel, welcome. Love to have you subscribed. I do colourful makeup, not always as dramatic as this. I do neutral makeup as well, some product reviews, challenges, collabs, things like that as well. So lots coming on my channel. Also I'm a massive makeup hoarder, so do have a lot to show with my monthly hauls. I've got one of those coming up very, very soon for all the things that I accumulated in June. So lots of exciting products there. So really hope you've enjoyed watching. Comment down below what you thought of the look and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. But other than that, guys, hope you're having a fabulous day and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.